Today we are going to talk about GLM 5.2, which came out recently, and it is very hot AI model. And we are going to compare it with Claude Opus 4.8 and Claude Fable 5. And then I'm going to show you where you can use it, how you can use it on your computer, and where to get it, since it's an open source, where you can get it, and all the other information about it. And stick till the end of this video, because I'm going to share a great gift with you, and I don't want you to miss it. So if you're ready, let's begin. So GLM 5.2 came out a couple of days ago, and since then it became a very hot AI model and everybody is talking about it. So here we're going to talk about some of the information about this AI model, and for this page I'm going to put the link down in the description. First of all, this AI model has 1 million token context, meaning you can feed lots of information to it to analyze. And if you look at the charts here, we can see that GLM 5.2 sits between GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.8. In most of the leaderboards, as I looked, it sits right before Opus 4.8. And on this page, you can see, for example, the score it got for non-thinking and thinking high and thinking max, how it is comparing to their previous version, okay, GLM 5.1, which is here, and comparing to Opus 4.7, which is this one, and Opus 4.8, which is this one. Okay, it's right behind Opus 4.8. So to access it, all you need to do is to go to chat.z.ai. I will put the link down in the description, and you can just create a free account and start using it. And sometimes if you are on free tiers, because their servers are busy, it may not work for you. But if you get the paid versions, you have all the access that you want. So because I wanted to test it deeply, I went ahead and get their first paid subscription. And below I will put a link for you that it has 10% discount in case if you want to get the paid subscription as well. So the first test that I always do for these kind of AI models is a unique prompt that I share to push the AI model to create a Pong game. So here is the prompt. I want you to make, let me zoom in. I want you to make the most complex Pong game with different abilities, different levels, different surprises, high quality style, good and engaging animations and sound and music. Build it. It should be in a way that I can either run it on my computer or on my browser, which is better and easier for you. This is a test to challenge your abilities. Okay, so this was my prompt, and it started working on it until here, and it created this game. Now I'm going to also compare what it made with Opus 4.8 and Fable 5. So if we come here, if I open it in a new window, so this is the game that it made. So I'm gonna click on the start. The animations look cool. The bot here, as I tested it, he is very smart and very hard to beat. And there are some abilities that appearing on the screen, which is good. And the abilities are moving, and I like that as well. But that's it, okay? So on one try, one prompt, this is what I got. And randomly, sometimes it just get multiple balls. I don't know how. I think it should be a bug. So it's not bad, it's good, but for example, this guy, the board got bigger, it grow, and I don't know how. So I think there are a couple of bugs there that I need to push and understand how it works. Anyway, this was, I think there is no pause as well. Okay, there's no pause. So this was what GLM 5.2 did. And the speed of writing the code is a little bit slower comparing to Claude Opus 4.8. Now let's look at what Claude Opus 4.8 did. I wrote the same prompt, and this is the result that it gave me. And here it is. I opened it here. And the good thing is that on its own, it created two-player mode, meaning two players can use the same keyboard to play with it. And it has different difficulties, easy, normal, and insane. I'm gonna put it on easy and press start. And it has a good music, the animations are good, it has good sounds, and same as what GLM 5.2 did. We have abilities, but here I didn't notice bugs. So on one try, it did a really good job. Of course, by writing more and pushing the AI more, we can get more out of it and get a better results. So this was what you see here. We got a power up of multiple balls and then the balls multiplied. But there it was just happening on its own without any reason. And here we also have a pause button. So this was Opus 4.8. Now let's look at what Fable 5 did. And this is amazing. So it has multiple levels. You can see we have level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in each of these levels, we have different abilities. Let's look at the first level. And the only thing that I didn't like here was the amount that we see from our boards. It's very dark. And some other UI elements, it's very dark and very hard to see. But the game itself, it's amazing. So these are not something that we cannot fix. With one prompt, we can mention that, all right, increase the light or make the items more visible, and we can see it easily. Now I want to show you something amazing. So let me just go back to the menu. And here there are different levels. For example, on level 1, we didn't have any abilities. On level 2, we have some abilities that if you play, some of them appear, as you can see on the screen, and they are not moving a lot up and down. So let's go to the next level. Let's go to level 3. So here I think we have some walls moving around, which makes the gameplay more engaging and interesting. And now I want to show you level 8. And this was what surprised me. And remember, we got all of these with just one single prompt that we use on GLM 5.2, we use it on Opus 4.8, and we used it on Claude Fable 5. So here is the boss level. The music is different. What is happening is different. His board looks different, and he can shoot bullets. And there are so many surprises here. You see from sky, there are some fireballs coming down. And it's very engaging, very engaging. And everything works properly. And I couldn't find bugs here. As I said, the only bad thing is that... Damn. Okay, I'm losing to the boss here. The only bad thing about it is the level of light that we get from all of these elements. It's so dark and so hard to see sometimes the elements. And in the middle of the screen, you see the Overlord health bar, which I couldn't damage it at all. So it's very interesting that Claude Fable 5 with one prompt made this. Now let's continue to the next example. Now, before we get to the next example, I want to show you a cool 3D game I made with Fable 5. I'm not gonna get deep into it. I'm gonna make another video for just this game, and I'm gonna explain what AI models I used beside Fable 5 and how I made this game. Maybe you are interested and you want to make your own game. So here I have played, and this is my save. Let's get to it. So it's a 3D game. It's a tower defense game, which from one side some enemies come, and they have to get to the other side. And if you pay attention here, we have lots of towers with different abilities, and cool animations. Look at all the bullets coming out of these guns. And we have some electric guns here. We have some very cool things here. And I made all of it, I think, in 1 hour with Fable 5 and a couple of other AI models, which again, in that video, in the next video, I'm gonna share all of it with you. But it is really cool that we can make such a great game with just AI models in 1 hour, okay? So I'm gonna talk about this game later. Let's go to the next example and test GLM 5.2. So on the next example, I mentioned that I want you to create a 3D model of a watch that we can separate the parts and look at them. I want them to be moving, a clock that it's working, all of its elements is working, and I want to see that. And I didn't mention what kind of libraries or how you can build it. I just mentioned that I want this. So this is what GLM 5.2 made. Let me open it on a separate window. So here is our watch, and when we hover on different elements, it gets highlighted. It has some bugs, and for example, the glass is up here. The clock itself is working, but well, it's not with perfect quality. And if I want to separate the elements, I can do it this way. So we can see part of the elements, and if you pay attention here, some of them are working. Of course, it's not working correctly. For example, the gears here, they just overlapped each other, which it's wrong. But more or less, it's acceptable. I didn't expect a lot more from GLM 5.2, which what it did here is still amazing. Now, I did the same test on Claude Opus 4.8, and it gave us this, which I opened it on a new window. And here's the result. As you can see, it is very smooth, and it looks much better. It doesn't look perfect, but it is way better than GLM 5.2. And I can separate the models like the model like this, and look at all the parts. We have different gears here. Still, it may not be 100% accurate, but it is better comparing to what we had on GLM 5.2. And it has different buttons here, and we can, for example, activate some animations or some tags for each element, and even look at it with wireframes. So we can see the wireframe of this 3D model. Anyway, it's amazing what Claude Opus 4.8 can do, and it is great. The GLM 5.2, it's right behind it. So let's go for the next example. For the next example, we needed the code version of it so it can create different files and folders to prepare the result for us. That's why I came to this page, the Z-Code page, and download the Z-Code app. So I'm going to put the link down in this description. You can download the Z-Code, and like Claude or like ChatGPT app, use it on your desktop. So this is the Z-Code. So on this test, if I scroll up, I have shared a link to a website, which is Rangy AI. It is our own product. It's an app that lets users create AI images and AI videos on their desktop with different abilities. So I just shared the link of this page, okay, with all the content that it has. And I asked GLM 5.2 to create a promotional video, okay, a promotional video using hyperframes or remotion to create different kind of animations. And here, if I just expand it, I mentioned that it can use for the audio, for the voiceover. It can use it can use Gemini audio. So I came here to aistudio.google.com, and from models here, I have selected speech and music. And here, Gemini 3.1 Flash TTS preview. And then from here, I have selected the add voiceover. And on the right side, okay, you can select the audio that you want.
What idea do you...
What sparks your interest?
What's a skill
The
ready
voiceover
to
that
make
you like.
something amazing?
And when you are happy with a result, you can just select it and come back here. write, for example, write the transcript here, okay? And then click on get code, and then it will prepare a code and give it to you, okay? And you can just share this code with the Z code here, or Claude code, or Codex, whatever you are using. You can share the code here so it knows which kind of voiceover you want. And also it requires the API key. So you have to come here, click on get API key, get the key and share it with Z code so it can use your account for creating high quality voiceover, okay? So if I scroll down, you can see it was trying to work on it, and at some point it was just stucking and stopped the process. So from time to time I was checking on the process and I was pushing it, and I got a result. It had some mistakes. I wrote a prompt here that you need to make some changes. For example, the quality, I think it was 720p. I said, make it 4K, download some of the images from the website that I shared and use it in the video and so on. And as you can see, I tried the same prompt over and over until it got it running. Again, it stopped. I mentioned continue. Again, it worked a little bit, stopped, again, continue, continues. So it wasn't a very smooth path to get here, but I worked on it for like 30 minutes and then it gave me the result. Now, before I play it, I'm going to show you the process that I followed with Claude Code as well, so you have a better idea. So on Claude Code, I shared the same prompt and it just continued working. And here I mentioned that there are some mistakes, fix those mistakes. And again, another time, fix these new mistakes. Use, for example, the app logo. And that's it. It never stopped. There were never a bug there or any interrupting in the process. So now I'm going to show you both results. So here, let's first look at this 30 seconds video done by GLM 5.2, and then we'll look at what Claude did. So
meet Rangy, the all-in-one creative studio for AI images and video. Create stunning visuals with 18 top models: Gemini, Kling, Grok, Seedream, all in one place. Generate, edit, upscale to crystal clarity, right on your desktop, Mac, or Windows. No browser, no limits, just pure creative power. Rangy, where your imagination becomes reality.
Okay, it was good, but it needs more improvement. And even though that I tried to improve it more, still there are some parts that it needs to be fixed. For example, here it is showing no images from the website. Here it took this image, but it shows the before as the result. So we are getting the result that we don't want. It should be vice versa. It should be blurry, then get to the cool result. And here we don't have the logo, and more or less it's not bad, okay? From an open source AI model, this is doing amazing, okay? This is more than the expectations that I had. Now let's look at what Claude Code did. So here we have Rangy Promo 4K, and let's look at it.
Juggling a dozen AI subscriptions? Meet Rangy. Every creative tool in one desktop app. Generate stunning images from 18+ AI models. Create video with Gemini Omni and Kling. Upscale to 200 megapixels. Restore old photos in a single click. Your files stay local. You control your spending. Pennies per image. Rangy. Every tool, one app. Start free and create without limits.
Now this was so good, and even the transcript that it wrote, it was more persuasive comparing to what GLM 5.2 wrote. So it used all the images correctly. It shows all these images, which I'm happy about it. It shows the thumbnail of the video. It used the correct logo for the app, and it's amazing. I can push this a bit more. Spend 1 hour, 2 hours more on it and get a really good ad video by just writing a couple of prompts, and that is amazing. So again, in this test, GLM 5.2 did a really good job, and its position is exactly right behind Opus 4.8. Now let's look at the next example. So here on this example, I wanted to do a real life project. Okay, I wanted to test that. And all of these AI models can create a website. We know that. But I wanted to see what they can do on one prompt. So here I mentioned, and you can see I didn't provide any information, just a simple prompt. Create a complete online store with Django. Django is a framework to create websites, and lots of brands and companies out there are using Django, like Netflix, like Instagram website. They're all using Django, as far as I know. I think Pinterest also uses Django, and it's very strong and powerful. So create a complete online store with Django for a food production factory which sells sausages and related products. That's it. So I wanted to see how these two AI models can do with this simple one sentence prompt. So this is what Claude did, and as you can see, it just continued, and there was no interruption, and it created. And this is what the code did, and again, we didn't have any interruption. It just took like 10 minutes almost for both of them. Claude Code was like 2 minutes faster, but they were both successful. And here it mentioned how we should run to test this AI model. So we need to use terminal. So here, if I come and write down Python 3 manage.py run server, don't worry about these parts. You can ask AI to explain how you should run it. It's very easy. But anyway, let's just jump in and test them. So this is what we got from Claude Opus 4.8. And it just used some icons and some random images that it could find. But more or less, the system is working with one prompt. We got a really good online store. So we have some products here and some other products. This icon is not placed correctly, but it's easily fixable. And all the information looks really cool. And for example, I can come here, click on one of the items, and maybe add 5 of these to my basket. And if I go back to the store page, maybe let's add 3 of these as well. Oh, it was the same item. Let's come back and see if, let's try this one. Okay, so we have added different products here, and now I can click on continue to checkout, add my information, delivery information, and then for the payment, since this is a demo, we don't have a payment system, but you can easily connect to it, and then done. Just click on place order, and you got an order. Okay, and let's look at what the code did, GLM 5.2. So here again, we have to write the same prompt, Python 3 manage.py run server. So this is the result that we got from GLM 5.2. Again, for an open source model, it's amazing. It's doing a really good job. Of course, we can work on the style. It's not the perfect style, but it is functional. It is working. For example, here, let's add this item and this item, and like this, and go to the basket. So we have our items, and for free shipping, we didn't have this on Claude. For free shipping, we need to spend more. Let's spend more, and now we have free shipping. So let's proceed to checkout. Here we have the contact information and delivery and the payment. So we can put it on credit card or debit card, but since the payment part is not added, we don't see it. But generally, the whole website is working really good. We have about page, we have contact page, which I'm not really happy about the design. It could be much better, but it's a very good start for writing just one single prompt. Imagine you provide lots of information to it about that company, about their products, whatever they have, and then see what amazing website it can create for you. We can also go back here. Let me just stop this and look at the other pages on the website that Claude made. For example, here we have categories. Here we have our factory, some information about it, and contact page. So here you can see the design is a little bit better, right? Here we have a search bar and login, and both of them has admin panel. Let me just come here and show it to you. Admin, because they use Django. Django itself has an admin system. So if we come here, the username is admin and this is the password. Let's just copy and paste it and password. So here we can see the number of our users, the categories that we have, the products that we have. And for example, is it active? Is it featured? Their information, their tags, their category. For example, this product, I can change the name and go deep into it and add the information, work on it, how much we have in our stock. And here we have the orders, which it's 0 right now. So these were the examples. Now let me show you where you can get GLM 5.2 for free and run it on your computer, which I doubt if you can run it. So anyway, this is the link to their Hugging Face. I will put the link down in the description so you can read more about it. It's a great model. It has 753 billion parameters, which is amazing. And if you come to files and versions here, you can see the size of this AI model is 1.51 terabyte. And good luck using it on your computer. It will burn your computer and you will be never successful at it. You need at least, I think, a data center to run this AI model. But anyway, it's an open source. And when it is open source, it means that you can just get it, you can improve it, you can work on it, you can develop it yourself or as a team. And this way, everybody can grow in this field, and it is amazing. So that was all for our test for the GLM 5.2 and comparison with Claude Opus 4.8. So now let's talk about the gift that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So if you stayed till here, now you have a chance to win this prize. So I want you to leave a comment and like the video. And from the people who leave comments, from the top comments, randomly we will select right now. We will select one winner, and as we go forward on the next upcoming videos, next weeks, we will do our best to increase the number of winners. But right now we will select one winner, and then we will provide 1 month of Claude Pro subscription. This way we can share this great AI model with more people and they can benefit from it. And we will select the winner by the end of each week. So at the end of each week, we will announce the winners. And if you're in it, you're lucky and you can get the pro subscription of Claude. And I hope as we go forward on the next upcoming weeks and months, we can increase the number of winners and even maybe from monthly we go to annual and give better prizes. So again, if you want to take part in this prize, don't forget to leave comments and like the video. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, click on subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming trainings and tutorials. That would be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you soon on the next one.